Hi, today our group will be discussing the topic parenting. The group comprises of myself, Brandon James, Brianna Telesford, Lucas Singh, Makaya Martin, and Renisha Cummings. Each speaker will present a different section of the presentation. Introduction. Parenting is a critical psychological issue that shapes the emotional, cognitive, and social development of children. This discussion delves into three distinct components of parenting: involved parenting, authoritarian parenting, and authoritative parenting. Each parenting style profoundly impacts child development and has significant implications for society at large. Involved parenting, characterized by active participation in a child's life, fosters strong emotional bonds and a supportive environment. Authoritarian parenting, with its strict rules and high expectation, emphasizes discipline but can lead to issues of rebellion or anxiety in children. Authoritarian parenting, striking a balance between discipline and support, is often considered the most effective, promoting independence and self-regulation in children. Our speakers will provide real-world examples to illustrate each component's relevance. Through these discussions, we aim to offer a comprehensive understanding of how different parenting styles influence not only individual families, but also the broader societal fabric. I'll now pass you on to the speaker of the first component, uninvolved parenting.
Component 1. Uninvolved parenting. Lack of responsiveness to the child's needs is the primary feature of neglectful parenting, or what is referred to as uninvolved parenting. These parents do not make demands on their children, and they exhibit indifference or sometimes even hostility or outright neglect in most situations. However, though it may not be seen initially, positive behaviors can be developed among adults who have experienced neglectful parenting during their childhood upbringing through self-reflection and healing. The process of self-reflection can help adults who have had parents that do not pay them attention to understand the effects of their upbringing. Therapy or counseling is a way of dealing with childhood trauma, gaining self-awareness through understanding the process of how your parents treated you during your childhood. Real-world example. In the early years, Stefan was brought up in an environment which could be described as neglectful. His parents were usually not there to attend to his needs and were more interested in their own lives than showing love or care for the child. Despite these difficulties, Stefan later exhibited positive behavior as an adult, such as independence and empathy. Due to this lack of guidance, Stefan became resourceful and self-reliant. Empathy is what Stefan developed due to having experienced emotional neglect, understanding those feelings of pain that come from being ignored. This led them to try to listen and support friends and colleagues who were going through difficult times. Relevance to society. Neglectful parenting has significant relevance to society, impacting both individuals and communities. Here are some ways it affects society. 1. Long-term consequences. Neglectful parenting can lead to adverse outcomes for children, affecting their emotional, cognitive, and social development. As these children grow into adults, their struggles may manifest in various ways, such as mental health issues, substance abuse, or difficulty forming healthy relationships. Social costs. Society bears the costs of addressing the consequences of neglectful parenting. This includes healthcare expenses, social services, and legal interventions. Adults who experience neglect may struggle to contribute positively to society, affecting workforce productivity and community well-being.
My name is Renisha Cummings and I'll be presenting on the authoritative parenting style. The authoritative parenting style is characterized by reasonable demands alongside high responsiveness. This means that while authoritative parents set clear and often high expectations for their children, they provide the resources, guidance, and emotional support needed to meet those expectations. Based on research, authoritative parenting style is considered the most recommended and effective style that parents should consider. The authoritative approach provides warmth, discipline, support, so the child is most likely to have healthy social and emotional developments. Unlike authoritarian parents who may set rules without discussions, or permissive parents who spoil their kids without setting boundaries, authoritative parents create an environment for open communication. These parents actively engage, listen, validate the child's feelings, and have open discussions. An adult brought up in this parenting style would have learned how to internalize values, be self sufficient, make responsible decisions, be successful in their academics, as well as developing positive behavior for the workplace. Using a real life example, a woman named Paris was brought up in an authoritative parenting home. Her parents set clear rules and expectations, but were also equally committed in providing the resources and guidance. They listened to her concerns and had meaningful conversations about her choices and feelings. She became an independent individual, capable of making her own decisions and successful in her career. In the workplace, for example, when Paris faces challenging projects, she approaches them with strong work ethic and determination. She has the ability to handle tasks effectively and has strong communication with her colleagues due to the positive reinforcement and support received from her parents. In society, considering Paris's traits of responsibility, independence, and effective communication, which were all nurtured by her parents' supportive and authoritative approach. For example, when she is faced with community or social challenges, she approaches them with determination and a problem solving mindset, which reflects the values she developed in her upbringing. She also has a high level of emotional intelligence, the ability to perceive, use, manage, and understand oneself and others' emotions. Because of the open communication with her parents, this allowed her to engage with these diverse groups within society effectively. The authoritative parenting style shapes an individual's character and develops traits like responsibility, maturity, openness, and emotional intelligence.
Hi, my name is Brianna Telesford and I'll be presenting on authoritarian parenting. Authoritarian, or because I say so parenting, refers to a strict style of parenting, distinguished by high expectations and low responsiveness and very little warmth. This parenting style enforces rules to be followed without a rebuttal or question, and disobedience is usually followed by a punishment to reinforce the dynamic. This parenting style lacks emotional envelopment, with the parents having a power over relationship with the child, resulting in a one-way communication with the child having little to no expression. Though it is a very difficult style of parenting for children, adults that have been raised by this mode of parenting can enhance positive behaviors. This can be achieved through therapy. Consultation with a therapist can help an adult confront their deep-rooted emotions and traumas. By way of understanding this, they may be able to use their upbringing for their benefit as they grow. Here is a real-world example and its relevance to society. Jessica was raised in a two-parent authoritarian household. She had to achieve all A's in every class for school, had an early curfew, and a strict study schedule. Jessica had barely any free will, and her parents made almost every decision for her without consulting her about it first. She had to do things that she didn't agree to or like, such as sports, when she preferred singing and dancing. Jessica's chores were overwhelming, as she had many after-school activities to do that included studying, homework, and football. Also after-school clubs and more. If she were to miss a chore or get a grade below an A, Jessica would be met with unfavorable repercussions from both her parents. If she was told no for something reasonable, her inquiry would be followed up by a "because I say so." Through years of this, Jessica was able to develop a sense of independence, discipline, and responsibility. As previously mentioned, authoritarian parenting can lead to positive behaviors in adults like responsibility and discipline. These qualities can be very beneficial to an individual in the workplace, as their sense of responsibility can lead to an independent worker with great work ethic and devotion to their job. In some work environments, there are strict protocols that need to be followed in order to ensure a safe and uniform workplace. Those with the discipline needed can benefit from a stable environment.
Hi, Makana Martin speaking, and I will now conclude our presentation. So in summary, the three main parenting styles, authoritarian, uninvolved, and authoritative, can each have a unique effect on a child's growth. The hallmarks of authoritative parenting are high demands and high responsiveness. This parenting style is frequently seen as the most successful. Precise standards are balanced with emotional support and acknowledgement of the child's freedom. Children who grow up with strong parental authority typically have good social skills, self-control, and a feeling of accountability. Conversely, authoritarian parenting. This style is characterized by strong demands and a lack of response. It places more emphasis on punishment and obedience, often at the expense of sincere communication and emotional warmth. Although well-mannered and goal-oriented, children of authoritarian parents may also struggle with social skills, self-worth, and experience elevated levels of anxiety or depression. The third and final parenting style, uninvolved parenting, is characterized by low demands and low responsiveness. Children who experience uninvolved parenting tend to suffer from emotional detachment, poor academic achievement, and trouble establishing positive relationships. As they experience a lack of guidance and support from absent parents, those children may also exhibit difficulty in maintaining self-discipline and self-worth. So knowing these various parenting styles makes it clear how crucial it is to maintain the balance between emotional support and demands in order to raise resilient and well-rounded kids.